Have you ever asked yourself, why is it that there was no World Cup for almost 12 years? No World Cup in 1942. No World Cup in 1946. If football, that is FIFA World Cup, was actually played every 4 years, why was there no FIFA World Cup in 1942 and 1946? Pay attention, let me teach you. Some people believe that the FIFA World Cup has the potential of preventing world war. They say, town crier, do you know that FIFA World Cup can help to reduce tension among nations? Do you know that the FIFA World Cup can make the world not to fight war again? I say, really? They say, yes. I say, wow. Who dash monkey banana? Pay attention, let me teach you. Because you are really ignorant of history. Let me teach you something you never knew that happened in world history and FIFA World Cup. Pay attention. You see, the first World Cup was played in Uruguay. That was between 13th July to 30th July. The second FIFA World Cup was played in Italy, 1934, because the World Cup was every 4 years. The second one was in 1934 in Italy. That is between 27th May to 10th June. The third FIFA World Cup was played in France. That is 1938. Between 4th June to 19th June. That is in 1938. France FIFA World Cup. Pay attention. 1 year later, that is in 1939, on the 1st of September, there was the Second World War. The world fought itself. Listen, the countries that fought the World War Second actually played football in 1938 in France. Germany was in that World War. Germany also played FIFA World Cup in 1938. France was the one that hosted the World Cup. France was active in the war. Poland played in the World Cup. Poland was in the war. Belgium played in the World Cup. Belgium was in the war. So because of that war, there was no World Cup in 1942. There was no World Cup because the world was fighting. The World War was on. It was between 1939 to 1945, so the world could not play football. There was World War, so they could not play. Mind you, there was just football in 1938. And now 1 year later, 1939, the world is fighting themselves after playing. So there was no World Cup in 1942. No World Cup in 1946 because the world just finished World War. It's very funny. World Cup, World War. 1938, football. 1939, World War. In 1945, the war ended. But we could not play football in 1946 because the world was still surviving the World War. The World Cup started again in 1950 in Brazil. That means for 12 years, there was no football, there was no World Cup, no FIFA World Cup. For 12 years, the countries that participated in the World Cup participated in the war. Only Russia, then it was called Soviet Union, did not participate in the World Cup that was in that World War. Why? Because at that point, Soviet Union was not a member of FIFA. Soviet Union became a member of FIFA in 1946 after the World War and had its first World Cup appearance in 1958. So have you seen that World Cup has the potential of bringing nations together, but it does not have the ultimate tool potential to prevent nations from fighting wars. History has shown it before. It's just like 2026 World Cup. And then in September 2027, a war breaks out in the world. People that just finished playing football in 2026. God forbid such thing happening. But what's the essence of this video? To let you know that football, FIFA World Cup has the potential of bringing nations together. It also has the potential of reducing tensions among nations. But you never can tell what nations have in mind. You never can tell. Because 1938, 1939 is just a year gap. I can't believe. Wisdom is the principal thing. That is why we want a World Cup that is inclusive. a World Cup that is fair, a World Cup that allows all part of the world to feel part of it. That is why you must never politicize football. Let football be a tool of unity. Because if FIFA World Cup in 1938 could bring the world together and still watch the world fight a war a year after, what do you think will happen when you politicize football? But our earnest prayer is that football, FIFA World Cup, will continue to bring the world together, and not just to bring the world together, but to inspire unity. But that can only happen when you don't politicize football. So for you who say, oh, FIFA World Cup has the potential of preventing world war, history says otherwise. History says otherwise. History says, yes, it can bring the world together, but it cannot tell you what nations have in mind. Akebulan, wisdom is the principal thing. Mind you, my class on how to be a teacher and not just a content creator starts this week, Thursday. We are having our first class. Be part of it. It is not for free. You pay something for it, because when you go to the ancestors, you drop cola for blessings. Akebulan, FIFA World Cup can bring the world together, but FIFA World Cup might not really have the potential of telling you what nations have in mind. But we are advocating for a World Cup free of bias, a fair and inclusive World Cup. Akebulan, wisdom, the principal thing.